in various places all over the world, especially in the countries like India, Malaysia, Singapore, and the countries which Bhagavan Subramanya has spread the ecosystem. And let's now see about the happening of Lord Subramanya, and to all the viewers who do not know, an introduction to who is Bhagavan Subramanya. Subramanya is the completion of Bhagavan Paramashiva in all his glory, all his powers, in all his auspiciousness, in all his qualities, in all his compassion. Absolute power, absolute knowledge, absolute consciousness, and ultimate infinite, all the possibilities, powers, and qualities of Bhagavan Paramashiva expresses itself completely in Subramanya. He is the Lord of victory. So many of us would have seen Bhagavan Subramanya, and most of us know that Bhagavan Subramanya is the manifestation, the direct son of Bhagavan Paramashiva, where through the third eye of Bhagavan Paramashiva came Bhagavan Subramanya. So let us now see a short video where we see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining who is Bhagavan Subramanya.
Brahmotsavam starts. The Skanda Sashti Utsavam. The Skanda Sashti Utsavam is celebrated 6 days as main Utsavams. Subramanya Skanda is the expression of Mahadeva's bioenergy. He happened from Mahadeva's bioenergy, from his third eye, Skanda is a unique expression. Devi merges into him, into Mahadeva. So the male component, bioenergy, is Mahadeva's. The female component, biomemory, is from Parvati. When it came out, it was so powerful, nobody was able to hold. Its Gangama held the Garbha. So it is our muscle memory of Ganga, because she held the Garbha and she was like incubator where the delivery of Subramanya happened, where he assumed the form. So it is Mahadeva, Devi and Ganga, all three put together is Subramanya. All the three. All the three energies put together is Subramanya. Major 6 incidents of Subramanya is celebrated throughout the year as 6 festivals. The day he appeared is celebrated as Thaipusam. So 6 major events are celebrated. The day he was initiated by Mahadeva is celebrated as Vaigashi Vishagam. These 6 days, all that 6 major events of Subramania's happening is celebrated. Today his birth is celebrated. So he is on the golden peacock with Valli and Devasena. So each day we will be celebrating one of the major happenings of Subramania, major happenings in Subramania's life. 17th of this month, November, we will be celebrating the Surasamhara, means destroying the demons, Tarakasura and Suravatma. Skanda actually happened to bless the universe and destroy the demons. So the happening of Surasamhara, the destruction of demons, devils, will happen on 17th, and 18th we will be having the marriage ceremony of Subramanya with Devasena and Valli. So we will be observing and celebrating 6 days Skandasashti Mahotsavam. Immediately after the Skandasashti, Nithyanandeshwara's Brahmotsavam starts. So from Diwali day is Amavasya, to Paurnami. Paurnami day is Kartika Deepam. This 16 days is a celebration time for Nithyananda Sangha. Now, Murugan Swami assumes an important place in our Sangha and in our lives, as he is the Guru of Niranjani Pita. So soon the Guru Parampara Stotra will become like Sadashiva Samarambam Jnanaskandacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Varyandam Vande Guru Paramparam is the Guru. He himself incarnated as Jnana Sambandar and he is the Guru of Madhurayadinam. When Mahadeva installed Sarvanya Pita, he installed Subramanya as the next Guru next to him, next to Mahadeva. Originally Mahadeva and Devi, both of them sat in the Sarvanya Pita as the first masters. Then Subramanya was the next Guru. Usually Mahadeva and Devi are considered as God and Subramanya as Guru of Sarvanya Pitas. The 12 Sarvanya Pitas have been established by Mahadeva from Kashmir to Madurai. The record says even one was established in Bangalore, Kashi, Kanchi, Kashmira, and totally 12 Sarvagnapitas have been established. Subramanya remains as Guru of all the 12 Sarvagnapitas, is the expression of Mahadeva's bioenergy. I think he is going to do the Nithyanandoham process. So all the temples, ashrams all over the world, start the Skanda Sashti Utsavam, the celebration of Subramanya. So get ready to celebrate Subramanya in Nithyanandoham. Mahadeva's bioenergy, Devi's biomemory, and Ganga's muscle memory. Then imagine what will be the totality of all these three. That is Subramanya. Because Ganga gave the muscle memory, Subramanya is considered as the most graceful, beautiful, handsome being any eyes can behold, any eyes can see, is as beautiful as Ganga herself, as graceful and as handsome as Sadashiva himself, as flowing as Devi Parvati herself. Get ready to celebrate Subramanya in Nithyanandoham. Today, with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
So let us now enter into the happening of Subramanya, of Lord Muruga. Subramanya is the first DNA of Paramashiva. Paramashiva sent his DNA first to the universe to expand and multiply in the form of Subramanya. He is the first DNA of Paramashiva, directly from Paramashiva's 5 faces and third eye, and the 6th space. That is why even Paramashiva has only 5 faces, but Subramanya has 6. Paramashiva decided to cause infinity, decided to become infinitely infinity. Universe started. His own infinity is Subramanya. Subramanya is not the essence of Paramashiva, he is the best of Paramashiva. Skanda is the expression of Paramashiva's biomemory. He happened from Paramashiva's bioenergy from his third eye. Skanda, which is also another name for Subramanya, is a unique expression. Devi merges into him, into Paramashiva. So the male component, bioenergy, is Paramashiva's. The female component, biomemory, is from Parvati, Devi Parashakti.
Here we can see the Shastra Pramana, which is the scriptural reference, the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures of the happening of Bhagavan Subramanya. We have the Shastra Pramana from the Skanda Mahapurana, Shankara Samhita, Sambhava Kandam, 26th Adhyaya, Sri Skandavatara, the 16th and 17th Shloka. सहस्रसूर्यप्रतिमं तत्र तच्छाम्भवं महः षड्वक्त्रं द्वादशभुजं द्विपादं सुमनोहरं वपुः पोषजगतां मङ्गलायुषवर्धनं कुमारस्सु कुमाराणां निर्दर्शनमभूत् क्षणात्. The translation is, He, Lord Subramanya, happened with the radiance of 100 suns, with 6 faces and 12 hands, to bestow the auspiciousness to the whole world. So this is the scriptural reference where in the Skanda Mahapurana it describes the happening of Bhagavan Subramanya.
The ruler of the Pandya kingdom, Devi Meenakshi, desired that she should have a son to carry on her royal lineage. Lord Sundareshwara ordained Muruga, who manifested from his third eye, to be born to Devi Meenakshi on a Monday, falling on Tiruvatirai Nakshatra. The child was named Ugra Kumara. As he grew, he distinguished himself in all branches of learning with rare qualities and great powers. Ugra Kumara ruled Madurai in accordance with the royal dharma and brought great prosperity to the Pandya kingdom. There is an Apta Pramana, the authorities on Hinduism from the rishis and siddhas who time tested and verified. The origin of Tamil language is associated with the legend of sage Agasthyar. A great scholar of his time, he was well educated in various fields. Bhagwan Subramanya initiated sage Agasthyar and imparted the knowledge of Tamil literature and grammar and blessed him to share this knowledge with the world. Agasthyar was the head of the first Tamil Sangam. Bhagwan Subramanya himself presided over the second Sangam called Ide Sangam, when the capital of the kingdom was shifted to Kabadapuram in Kanyakumari. A work in Sangam literature known as Tolkapiyam glorifies Bhagwan Subramanya as the young and resplendent red god who is seated on a peacock. It is further mentioned that Bhagwan Subramanya is the favorite god of the Tamils.
The next we enter into the Atma Pramana, which is the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar personal experience. His Divine Holiness, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji has darshan of Bhagavan Subramanya. Swamiji beautifully narrates, before my gurus made me manifest this spiritual alchemy science, I was put through the Kaumara Sadhana, experiencing Kumara Subramanya on the Skandashashti day. During these 6 days, the sadhana involved not eating anything, making the Subramanya Yantra, the diagram representing and carrying Subramanya's energy, on sacred ash and worshipping it, and reciting the Skandashashti Kavacham, the verses for receiving the protection of Bhagavan Subramanya, and the Moola Mantra, Bhagavan Subramanya's invocation mantra 36 times. It was a spiritual practice that I was personally initiated into by Vibhudananda Puri. Not only did I complete it successfully, I had the direct darshan of Bhagavan Subramanya and received this whole spiritual alchemy science as a gift. This is one of the most powerful spiritual experiences I had. So here we can see the direct narration of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had the direct darshan of Bhagavan Subramanya. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives darshan as Lord Subramanya to his grandmother, Anasuya Ammal. Anasuya Ammal, who is the paternal grandmother of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, recollects and shares that she would accompany the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to various pilgrimage trips from a very young age. On one such occasion, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Anasuya Ammal were on a pilgrimage to the Parani Gandayudapani temple, there was a long queue to have the darshan of Subramanya, and they were waiting for their chance. Suddenly, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism disappeared from the queue, and Anasuya Ammal was panicked. Within minutes, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism appeared out of nowhere with a clean shaven head and stood giving the darshan as Dandayudapani to Anasuya Ammal. Let us now see the direct sharing of Anasuya Ammal, where she herself narrates the experience of her receiving the darshan of Lord Subramanya from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
கும்பலா உட்காந்து பேசினுக்கிறோம் ஆளை காணும். இது சாமி கண்ணன் சாமி கண்ணன் சாமி கண்ணன் சாமி கண்ணன்றேன் நான்.
அப்படியே சாமி சாமி தான் கூப்பிடுவாங்க.
எங்கேயோ நல்லா இங்கதான் இருக்கான் பேசின்னு கடவுள உன் பேருன நல்லா வருமா அப்படின்றார். அப்புறமே பார்த்தா மொட்டை கட்டிக்கணும் நிற்கிது. என்ன செய்யுங்க நான் ஏன் சாமி போய் மொட்டை பேசிக்கணும்னா ஆமா மொட்டை சுட்டு போவாங்களா அதான் வேணான்னுவ இப்படி வேற ஆயின கூட்டு போகணும். பசிக்குன்னே வாழ வராதுங்க. கம்முன்னு இருக்கும். சாமி என்ன சாப்பிடேன் சாப்பிடேன் சாப்பிடேன்னா நீ சாப்பிடு நீ சாப்பிடா அதை விட்டு நான் எப்படி சாப்பிடுறேன். நீ சாப்பிட்டாதான் சாமி நான் சாப்பிடுவேன் இல்லைன்னா இன்னும் ஏதாவது வந்து அழிச்சுன்னு வர மாட்டான்னு. அப்புறம் இன்னும் ஒரு கோயில்ல விட மாட்டோம்னா பழனியில விட மாட்டோம்னா இது வச்சா நிக்கா இது போற காட்டுறது வந்து பதினாண்டி வந்து ஒரு மீன் சாப்பிடுறது ஆகி விட்டாங்க. பதினாண்டி பதினாண்டி அரோகரானு போட்டு ஒரு சட்டம் அது ஒரு குரலுங்க. அந்த இது ஒரு குரல் கூட்டா விட அந்த 8 திசையும் கேட்கும். அதான் எல்லா அதிகாரி மயங்கிடுவான். வந்து இது திருச்செந்தூர் அப்படிதான் பண்ணிச்சு. மொட்டை குட்டு நின்று ஆணுங்க அப்படிதான் கொண்டானுங்க. முருகா முருகா வேற அபிஷேகம் சாமி பண்றாப்படியே இருந்துச்சு எனக்காங்க. இந்த போடுற சத்தத்தை கேட்டு மொட்டை அடிச்சு இருக்கிறதுக்கும் பட்டை அடிச்சு இருக்கிறதுக்கும் அப்படியே அந்த பதினாண்டியே வந்து நிக்கிறாங்க எனக்கு. அப்போ நான் கூட வந்து கிட்ட சொல்றேன் இது பாருங்க சாமி பண்ற அப்படியே கொடுப்பாரு பாருமான் அதெல்லாம் ஆடுறாங்க. எனக்கு தான் அப்படி நம்ம தோற்றம் நம்ம நினைக்கிறது தன் மாதிரியா இல்ல நிஜமாவே அப்படிதான் கேட்டாங்க. இல்லை எனக்கும் அப்படிதாங்க விஷயம்ன்றாங்க. சாமி அந்த பதினாண்டு வந்து உயரம் உயரம் இது வந்து இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் உயரம் இப்படி நிக்கிறாப்புல இது இது அவசியம் இது பண்றாங்க. நைட்லாம் கூட அங்க போய் நைட்டுக்கு கொடுத்தாங்க. பஸ் எடுக்கல திருச்செந்தூர் போட்டாங்க ஒருத்தவா. அங்க ராத்திரிலாம் அவங்க நாடகம் போடுறாங்க. ஏன்னா ஒரு நாடகம் போடுறாங்க. அன்னைக்கு பார்த்தோம் நம்ம. அப்ப வந்து பிரகலாதன் கதை. பிரகலாதன் கேட்டுன்னு உக்காந்து இருக்கு. நாங்க அங்கேயே படுத்துக்கணும். அதிகமான அது முடிஞ்சது அதிகமான பற்றி சேர்த்தே இல்லை. அப்பதான் நாங்க ரூம் ரூமெல்லாம் எடுக்குது இல்லை. நைட்லாம் போயின்னு இருக்கோம். 2 டயர் போட்டோம். நைட்லாம் போயின்னு இருக்கோம். மூகாம்பிகா தர்மசாலா அப்புறம் சுப்பிரமணிய அதெல்லாம் போயிட்டு வந்து
Let us now see how Subramanya is Guru. The Guru dimension of Bhagavan Subramanya. Subramanya is the Guru of 12 Sarvanyapitas, universities. He is the Guru. He himself incarnated as Jnana Sambandar, and he is the Guru of Madurayadinam. When Paramashiva installed Sarvanyapita, he installed Subramanya as the next Guru, next to him, next to Paramashiva. Originally, Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, both of them sat in the Sarvanyapita as the first masters. Then Subramanya was the next Guru. Usually, Paramashiva and Devi are considered as God and Subramanya as Guru of the Sarvanyapitas. The 12 Sarvanyapitas have been established by Paramashiva from Kashmir to Madurai. The record says even one was established in Bangalore, Kashi, Kanchi, Kashmira, and totally 12 Sarvanyapitas have been established. Subramanya remains as Guru of all of the 12 Sarvanyapitas. He is the expression of Paramashiva's own bioenergy.
In the Sarvajnanottara Agama, it is said Paramashiva's seat is called Sarvajnapita. It is the essence of everything. He thought through the 5 faces Satyojata, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Aghora, and Ishana. Through all the 5 faces, he revealed the 4 Vedas, and through the 5th face, all the Agamas. The essence of all of that is Sarvajnanottara Agama. The essence of Sarvajnanottara Agama is reminding Subramanya the experience of Paramashivoham. Once Subramanya experienced that, he was made to sit in that seat of Sarvajnapita, and that is why the Agama is called Sarvajnanottara Agama.
Enlightenment ecosystems established by Bhagwan Subramanya. Lord Subramanya established the 6th enlightenment ecosystem called Arupare Vidu. Through the 6 enlightenment ecosystems, he gave the superconscious breakthrough to the whole humanity. The first one is Parani. Second one, Tirutani. The third one, Swami Malay. The fourth one, Payamud Dir Cholai. The fifth one, Tiruparangkundram. And the 6th one, Tiruchendur. Tiruchendur is the ecosystem where Lord Subramanya destroyed the demon king Surapadman after a 6-day-long battle. At the end of the battle, due to the compassion of Subramanya, turned Surapadma as a peacock, which is his vahana, and a cock and a flag.
The next we can see the manifestation of Subramanya Swami in Tirupurangundram. Tirupurangundram is the ecosystem where Bhagavan Subramanya came after destroying and liberating the demon king Surapadman. This is also the place where Lord Indra gave his daughter Devyani in marriage to Subramanya as a gratitude for him for destroying the demon. Here we can see the whole timeline of Bhagavan Subramanya, where first Bhagavan Subramanya went and destroyed the king, the demon king Surapadman, and then established the ecosystem. And even in the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, in all these stories, the killing is not the killing that we understand. It is only liberation, and Surapadman becomes a part of Bhagavan Subramanya, where he became his own flag, the rooster in the flag. So that is the way in Hindu tradition. Even the evil forces are liberated by the touch of the enlightened beings.
Dandayudapani Swami in Palani. Palani is the ecosystem where Dandayudapani Swami revealed the science of Aushadha and Siddha to the whole world. Lord Subramanya, as Dandayudapani Swami, initiated Bhogar, one of the 18 Siddhas, into the science, after which Bhogar had written extensively on the science of Siddha and Aushadha.
The next we can see the manifestation of Bhagavan Subramanya in Swami Malai. Swami Malai is the ecosystem where Bhagavan Paramashiva asked Subramanya if he knew the meaning of the primordial Pranava Om. Bhagavan Subramanya, Lord Muruga, said that he knew the meaning of Om and can only expound it to the latter only if he accepts him as a guru and listen to the exposition as a devoted disciple. As Paramashiva acceded to the request of Lord Muruga and heard the exposition of Om as a disciple, Subramanya then received the name as Swaminatha Swami, where here we can see in Swami Malai directly Bhagavan Subramanya received the teachings from his own son, his own manifestation, Bhagavan Subramanya. So Bhagavan Paramashiva and Bhagavan Subramanya performed the Leela where Bhagavan Subramanya taught the science of the meaning of the sound of Om to Bhagavan Paramashiva.
Subramanya Swami in Tirutani. So here in the ecosystem of Tirutani, it is the ecosystem where Lord Subramanya settled down from his ferocious state into his blissful state after destroying the demon king Surapadma. It is here that Subramanya himself performed the Shiva Puja to offer gratitude to Paramashiva for gracing victory in the war against the demon king.
The next we can see the ecosystem of Paramudir Cholai. Paramudir Cholai is the ecosystem where Lord Subramanya playfully tested the devotion of his ardent devotee Avayyar to show the world the greatness of his devotion, his devotee's bhakti towards him. Avayyar was an old lady and Bhagavan Subramanya tested the devotion and showed the world the greatness of the devotion of his devotees towards him.
How Bhagavan Subramanya is worshipped and is celebrated around the world today. So before jumping into this next part of this segment, we'll be taking a short break. We'll be right back with you in a few moments. Stay tuned.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. the moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Greater signs of life can be realized.
Nithyanandam, welcoming all the viewers and participants watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the various platforms. We will now be looking at how the various ecosystems all around the globe celebrate Bhagavan Subramanya, as Bhagavan Subramanya is one of the most important gods in Hinduism, and literally Bhagavan Subramanya is celebrated in more than 150 countries around the globe. And here we are just having few of the examples of that celebration. So here we can see the ecosystem in Parani, which is in southern India, and we can see the Tiruchendur temple, the celebrations in Tiruchendur, which is another city in southern India, and the deities of all the the six ecosystems of Bhagavan Subramanya. The next, we can see the Adi Kritigai, the celebration in Tirthani again, which is a city in southern India. And next, we are seeing the celebrations in Malaysia, as Malaysia has one of the most biggest deity of Bhagavan Subramanya, as we can see from the aerial shot here. Bhagavan Subramanya standing tall in his golden form in Batu caves in Malaysia. And here we can see the various celebrations all over the all in 2017, 2019, and the various years, where thousands and millions of devotees of Bhagavan Subramanya gathered to celebrate this auspicious day of Thaipusam in the Batu caves in Malaysia. The next, we can see the Murugar temple in Sydney, Australia, where even in Australia we can see such a huge number of devotees celebrating the Muruga festival. Here we can see in Melbourne, Murugar temple, one more big temple in Australia dedicated to Bhagavan Subramanya. The next, we can see the temples of Bhagavan Subramanya, Bhagavan Murugan in United Kingdom. Here we can see the deity of Bhagavan Subramanya in the UK, where Bhagavan Subramanya is adorning the Chandana Kap Alankaram, which is having the sandalwood paste pasted as a coating, as a layer on top of the whole deity. Here we can see the Bhagavan Murugan temple in Germany, where even in Europe we can see the huge number of devotees of Lord Muruga. The next, again in Europe, we can see the Bhagavan Muruga temple in Switzerland. And now in the continent of Africa, we can see the Bhagavan Murugan temple in South Africa, where they are performing the milk abhishekam to Bhagavan Subramanya. And here we can see the Fiji Sri Shiva Subramanya Swami temple in Fiji. And we saw the various festivals of Bhagavan Subramanya and how throughout the globe in so many countries the Hindu diaspora celebrating the various festivals of Bhagavan Subramanya. So if you have any questions, if you have any queries on more elaborate description on Thaipusam or Bhagavan Subramanya, you can ask us on Facebook, YouTube, and the various social media platforms where the Acharyas will be happy to answer your questions. So we'll be back after a short break into the next segment.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
So welcoming back all the participants. Let us now go through the next segment, Glimpses of the Glorious Past, on the 18th of January, a segment where we go through the years and see the various contributions that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been offering to the world and humanity in while establishing his avataric mission, the re-establishment of the Sri Kailasa nation. So let us jump into the first year. Here we can see in the year 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visited Malaysia, conducted a series of satsangs at various temples across Malaysia, and the Anandas Purana meditation program and healer initiation program as well during the weekend. During his visit, Swamiji also visited the Ramakrishna Math in Malaysia. Below are some of the pictures taken during his visit. So you can see a few pictures of the young Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visiting in Malaysia, various temples. The year 2005, we have again some pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism attending the 60th birthday celebration of the Sri Balagangadhara Natha Swami, a great Indian religious leader who was the seer of Adichund Chanagiri in Naga Mangala Taluk in the Mandya district. So we can see again some pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Hindu leader. In the year 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expanded on matter is energy. That is the first cognition that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains and introduces us into. In the field of the Vedic science, this has always been known. Only now, modern science is catching up to this fact. Slowly, science is seeing that not only this, but also that there is no time gap. At the same moment, It can be energy and matter. If you let the words I am saying enter you, later you will have the full understanding. What you see is not as you understand, which with this context of quantum science, Swamiji gives his satsang about the quantum spirituality. So inviting each and everyone to go on Nithyananda on this day and listen to this enlightening talk.
The next we can see the 18th of January 2007, where the Adi Chinchanagiri Mahasamsthana Matha celebrated the 63rd Jayanti of Sri 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 Balagangadharnath Swami Mahaswamiji. Sri L.K. Advani, member of Lok Sabha and 7th Deputy Prime Minister of India, inaugurated the BGS Health and Education City and BGS Global Super Speciality Hospital. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was invited as a guest of honor to this function. Here we can see the various pictures of the occasion. The next, on the 18th of January 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducts the Kalpataru in Tamil Nadu, India. And on the 18th of January 2010, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visits devotees' house in Tiruvannamalai and blesses them.
In 2011, we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Tiruvannamalai, his hometown, the city or the town in which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism took his avataric birth as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, 2008 avatar of Paramashiva. You can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism next to Arunachala Hill with the 1008 lingas, and Nithyanandeshwara, Nithyanandeshwari, embodiment of Paramashiva and Parashakti. In 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism accepts Pada Puja from all over the world. So the puja where we worship the feet of the Guru, the lotus feet of the Guru, for offering our gratitude for everything that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has showered in our life, allowing us to raise ourselves to higher frequencies and be freed from the ignorance and the suffering that comes along with it. In 2013, we have a short video which you can go and check on Nithyananda, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiates one Gurukul Balasant into levitation, and that is a milestone for the Nithyananda Gurukul, where the Gurukul Balasants started to manifest the power of levitation. So inviting you all to go see this video in Nithyananda.
The next we have the 18th of January 2014, where as part of the morning satsang, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reminds us that SDHT is the source of all root patterns. We must continuously complete with SDHT because it is the reason for all failures in life. It drains us of our inspiration, strength and energy. If we are in completion with SDHT, no matter how much wealth we have, life will be hell because heaven and hell are created from within, not outside of us. Let us be in a constant space of completion, Mahanirvana. This was the discourse given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on 18th of January 2014. On 2015, we can see the beautiful video where we had the procession of Lord Chandikeshwara, the deity, where at the end of any celebration, we offer the respects to Lord Chandikeshwara, who takes care of the accounts, the financial ecosystem of the Sri Kailasa. And on 18th of January 2017, we can see as part of the Pongal celebrations, which is the Hindu harvest festival, all the Kailasa Vasis enjoying playing Kabaddi, which is Indian traditional sport, along with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
In the year 2018, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism went on a special yatra to Manarupete, with several Adinavasis and Sannyasis in the Nithyananda order. There he was greeted with loving eyes and huge smiles as many received his blessings and darshan. Offerings of flower garlands, malas, and other items were made as His Divine Holiness graced all with his presence. We can see a few pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being received in the various temples. 2019, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the cosmic principles of will persistence during the everyday life public talk, Nithyananda Satsang. So we invite you to go listen to the Satsang again on Nithyandapedia on the 18th of January 2019. Will persistence being one of the fundamental powerful cognition required in order to be successful in our spiritual journey. In the year 2020, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism expounded on the cosmic principle of Paramashiva is the greatest ultimate possibility, powers, and boon during the everyday Nithyananda Satsang. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that the greatest ultimate possibility is not given based on your qualification, but on Paramashiva's qualification. So again, inviting you all to go see this discourse on Nithyandapedia. We can see a few pictures of the darshan of this satsang.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcoming everyone to this beautiful celebrations of Kailasa's Thaipusam 2022, the celebration where Devi Parashakti gave the sacred veil, the sacred spear to Bhagavan Subramanya, and it is our honor and privilege to welcome the various delegates and dignitaries from around the globe. We have many esteemed guests who have joined us in this auspicious celebrations of Kailasa's Thaipusam 2022. The first guest of honor we have with us is Mr. M. Solai Kannan, the Hindu Maktal Party head, Madurai district, India. We welcome you. The next we have Mr. V.S. Vivekanandan, advocate and notary, former secretary of the Salem Bar Association, Salem RSS leader, Hindu Dharma, Tiruvannamalai, India. We welcome you. The next is Mr. Kadiravan, the RSS leader of Tamil Nadu, India. We welcome you, sir.
So our next guest of honor, Mr. P. Mayandi, Tamil Nadu District Secretary from Nam Hindukal Party from Tirunelveli in India. So we welcome you with our love and respects. Thank you for joining us today. The next guest of honor, Mr. M. Ravi, MABL, the Vice President of the Sri Perum Budur Bar Association from Kanchipuram District in India. We welcome you with our love and respects. Next, we have Mrs. B.R. Sutentira, the Vice President of BJP from Tanjavur North District in India. We welcome you with our love and respects.
The next guest of honor we have with us is Ms. J.C. Indumati, the State Vice President of Seva Bharati, Tamil Nadu, the founder of Sri Nivedita Seva Trust, Hosur, India. We welcome you. The next guest of honor we have is the Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Buembwe, the Bishop of the Lutheran Church of Malawi. We welcome you.
Next guest of honor, Mr. Honorable Deng Jesus Mading, Member of the Parliament representing the state of Jonglei, Chairperson, South Sudan Youth Parliamentarian Caucus from South Sudan. So we welcome you with our love and respects for today's event. Next, we have Mayor Peter Kasolo Okocha, member of the Jinja City from the Republic of Uganda. We welcome you with our love and respects for this event. Next, we have Mr. Maurice Okwira, Council Member of South Sudan Churches from South Sudan. So again, we welcome you with our love and respects for today's event.
The next we have Honorable Anthony Kwivomkwa, the Deputy Minister of State without portfolio, the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you, sir. The next is Mr. Aaron Hawker, the Director of Migration Investments, Republic of Turkey. We welcome you. The next is Mr. Philip P. Reklai, the former Senator, Chairman of Small Business Development Center, President of Reklai and Associates, Republic of Palau. We welcome you, sir.
The next guest of honor, Mr. Honorable Solomon C. George, Member of the House of Representatives from the Republic of Liberia. We welcome you with our love and respects for today's event and celebrations. Next, we have Honorable Jose Miguel Benitez, Mayor of the Villa of Cuer in Guatemala. We welcome you with our love and respects for today's celebrations. Next, we have Aji Zernul Sarafat, President of the General of ASGJA from Trinidad and Tobago. We welcome you with our love and respects for today's celebration. Next, we have Mrs. Alka Vinit Bardwaj-ji, representative of the Radha Krishna Temple from the apex of NC, USA. We welcome you with our love and respects for today's celebrations.
Next we have with us Mr. Iftekhar Hai, the President of the United Muslims of America Interfaith Alliance, California, USA. We welcome you, sir. Next we have with us is Datuk Dr. Loga Balan Mohan, the former Deputy Minister of Federal Territories, Malaysia. We welcome you, sir. The next is Mr. Gurpreet Singh, the President of Punjabi Youth Organization, Malaysia. We welcome you to today's Thaipusam celebrations. The next we have Mr. Tirumurthy, Selangor Indian Progressive Movement, Malaysia. We welcome you, sir.
Next, we have Mr. Pandita M. Manogaran from Parisada Hindu Dharma, North Sumatera Province from Indonesia. We welcome you with our love and respects for today's celebrations.
We thank all the esteemed delegates, all the respective guest of honors who are gracing this beautiful occasion of Kailasa's Thaipusam 2022. We welcome you and hope you enjoy the wonderful celebrations, and we are going to welcome the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism very soon. So please stay tuned, and we again respect you and welcome you to this celebration.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time. Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes
Nithyanandam, welcome to the global conclave of an ancient traditional celebration of unity, peace, and courage, the festival of Thaipusam. Let us start with the Guru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Today, we celebrate Thaipusam with Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Indigenous Traditions and Tribes. So what is Thaipusam? Thaipusam is celebrated on the full moon day of the Tamil month of Thai, and it happens during the Pusa Nakshatram in honor of Lord Subramanya, who is also known as Lord Murugar, who represents virtue, pure courage, youth, victory in all dimensions of life. Specifically, Thaipusam is that day when Devi has given the sacred lance or the veil to Lord Subramanya to vanquish evil, thereby completing his avataric mission of slaying the demon Surapadman. During this festival, the devotees of Lord Murugar offer the Kavadiyatam, the ceremonial sacrifice, which is a dance that helps to maintain a healthy body. The Kavadi is a semicircular decorated canopy supported by a wooden rod that is carried on the shoulders of the devotee to the temple. They prepare intensely for bearing this Kavadi by observing a fast for 48 days, keeping their bodies clean, offering regular prayers, and following a vegetarian diet before the Thaipusam festival. Kavadi bearers perform elaborate ceremonies at the time of assuming the Kavadi and at the time of offering it at the feet of Lord Murugar. The Kavadi bearer observes celibacy and consumes only certain types of sattvic food items and continuously meditates on God. This tradition keeps them physically and mentally healthy. During this festival, many carry what is called a pal kodam, which is a pot of milk, to offer to Lord Murugar, and many also pierce their skin, tongue, or cheeks with spears or tridents to show their devotion and respect to Bhagavan. Every time that needle pierces, your system is terrorized and triggered. So that whole system becomes fully alive and active and starts protecting itself. Awakening the immune system ferociously happens by that lemon piercing. Anybody, if you have done more than 11 lemons, be very clear, be assured you are protected. 11 times is the maximum time your system can continue to cheat you. 11 lemon piercings, if you have done, you are protected. These are all very typical, powerful, traditional ways of awakening you. This is an excerpt from the darshan and the satsang by the SPH Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Lord Subramanya, he is the inheritor of the Sarvagnya Peetham, who has received Sarvajnanatara directly from Lord Paramashiva. Paramashiva's seat is called Sarvagnya Peetha, the all-knowing spiritual seat of infinite knowledge or the seat of excellence. Paramashiva has taught the essence of everything to Subramanya through the 5 phases: Sadhyojatam, Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Aghoram, Ishanam. Through these 5 phases, he has revealed 4 Vedas. Through the 5th phase, all the Agamas, that is the essence of all that is Sarvajnanottara Agama. The essence of that Sarvajnanottara Agama is reminding Subramanya the experience of Shivoham. Once Subramanya has experienced Shivoham, he was made to sit, he was offered the seat of Sarvagnya Peetha. That is why the Agama is called Sarvajnanottaram. In that, Lord Paramashiva beautifully describes Subramanya not only after the experience, even before starting the practice. You are me, I am you. And he uses the word, if somebody believes at one time there will be duality and the other time there will be oneness, they are fools and they will never reach the oneness. Only one who understands, even while you practice, oneness is the reality. It may not have become reality for you, but that is the reality. For those people who achieve oneness, experience oneness. Lord Paramashiva himself has taught Sarvajnanottaragama to Lord Subramanya thus and made him the perfect master, the Guru.
When Lord Paramashiva installed the Sarvanyapita, he installed Lord Subramanya as the next Guru. Paramashiva and Devi are considered as God and Subramanya as the Guru of all Sarvanyapitas. 12 Sarvanyapitas were installed, Kashi, Kanchi, Kashmir, and so on. Lord Subramanya remains as the Guru of all the Sarvanyapita. Lord Subramanya himself incarnated as Tirunjana Sambandha to revive and re-establish the Kailasa Shyamalapita Sarvanyapitam, or the Madurayadhinam, as the seat of excellence 1500 years ago. The founder and the leader of the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, was coronated as the 293rd Mahamandareshwar, or the Pontiff of Madurayadhinam, on April 27, 2012. Lord Subramanya assumes an important place in Kailasa as he is the Guru of all the Sarvanapitas and reviver of Madurayadhinam. So who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, was ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanidhanam Pontiff of Tundai Mandala Adhinam. He is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam of Kailasonata Shyamalapita Sarvanyapitam. He is the 1008 Acharya Mahamandareshwar, the head for all spiritual leaders of Attalakara, the ancient apex body of Hinduism. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 203rd Emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam. He is the present Mahamandareshwar, the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvanyakara, the largest apex monastic order of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adhinam. And Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam was elected and coronated as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders in 2015. The revival of the ancient spiritual alchemy science. Lord Subramanya is the master of the sacred spiritual alchemy science. That is why the greatest spiritual alchemists, called the Siddhas, consider themselves as the descendants of Lord Subramanya. Lord Subramanya's whole birth itself happened as a spiritual alchemy. At the age of 8, Lord Subramanya was given enlightenment directly from Lord Paramashiva. Lord Subramanya's mastery of the science of alchemy is also displayed through his defeat of the demons, destroying the demons, transforming those energies and making them as his vehicle and victory flag. He transformed the attacks done to him as a brand for himself after his victory. He conquers and converts the attack into a powerful energy to support him. Lord Paramashiva taught Lord Subramanya the science of Atma Tattva, the unit of consciousness. In Sarvanyotara Agama, the science, the essence of all that is, as introduced earlier, Lord Paramashiva gave the whole science, the 25 states of consciousness, the processes, meditation and Oshada, the ancient Siddha science, to Lord Subramanya. Then Lord Subramanya gave it to the whole world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, was thoroughly prepared by his gurus through intense spiritual training to receive the sacred science. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was personally initiated by one of his gurus, Mata Vibhudanandapuri, who taught him the Gomara sadhana, that is, 6 days of not eating anything, doing nirahara, consuming only liquids, and unique spiritual practices, making Lord Subramanya yantra on sacred ash, worshipping it and reciting 36 times the Skanda Shashti Kavasam and a special Mula mantra. This resulted in the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being able to download the whole spiritual alchemy science directly from Lord Subramanya as a gift to share with the whole world. So despite being the inheritor of so many kingdoms, as we've seen earlier, and despite his continuous efforts to share the sacred alchemy science with the whole world, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been heavily persecuted for over the past decade. There has been over 70 assassination attempts and physical attacks on him in India and abroad. Over 40 attacks on community members, destruction of monasteries, temples, and over 60 incidents of attacks, molestation and rape of women and women monks. There have been intense lawfare on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism via over 100 false legal cases, and so on.
So the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa. Kailasa is the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization. It is not a competition for India, Nepal, Bali, Cambodia, or any other country. Kailasa is only complementing. It is a seed bank for Hinduism. The vision of Kailasa is living enlightenment for all of humanity. The mission is to revive, share with today's world the practical applications of the greater sciences of authentic Hinduism, including Hindu cosmic physics, alchemy, cosmology, Hindu biology, Hindu mathematics, power manifestation, and various other sciences as revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. These sciences were once practiced freely in over 56 nations across the continent, but are now facing extinction due to persecution over a millennium. Kailasa has created several thousands of enlightened ecosystems around the world and is supporting 2 billion Hindus worldwide. The enlightened ecosystems of Kailasa around the world house Hindu-like universities, gurukuls, with the authentic Hindu education system, temples, temple monastery complexes, food banks, and much, much more, which are de facto spiritual embassies for the nation of Sri Kailasa. Kailasa has sovereign territory in more than one place and home country agreements with many countries where Kailasa will be having its embassies. In its sovereign territory, Kailasa has its own Supreme Court. It is also successful in achieving civil court status in 3 countries. Kailasa has the license to run banks in more than 27 places. In 6 countries, Kailasa's currency has been accepted as mainstream currency, and in 2 or more countries, Kailasa's currency is accepted as private currency. In 30 countries, Kailasa can run the Nithyananda Hindu University. Kailasa has also developed an independent sea route and air route that stitch the various sovereign places of land of Kailasa. So what are we doing to revive and preserve the ancient spiritual alchemy science for world peace? As the direct inheritor and protector of the ancient sciences of Hinduism, the SPH founded several Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations initiatives to unite nations for world peace and a sustainable future. SKUN, the humanitarian initiatives founded by the SPH to spread the greater spiritual truths of Hinduism from its age-old scriptures, the Vedagamas, all over the world. For instance, Hinduism is a totality of over 10,000 indigenous traditions and nations. Through the SKUN, the SPH is working to revive all these traditions. The urgency to revive the ancient sacred sciences of Hinduism. The sacred spiritual alchemy science is the solution to many problems that the modern world is facing: depression, suicide, consumption of alcohol and drugs, amongst other things. According to the World Health Organization, depression or suicide, consumption of alcohol, they have resulted in so many deaths, millions of deaths across the world. The SPH's efforts are directly aligned to SDG 2030 as declared by the UN for good health and well-being of all. In September 2015, mental health was included in the UN Sustainable Development Goals. In this historic step, the United Nations acknowledges the burden of mental illness and define mental health as a priority for global development for the next 15 years. The urgency to revive ancient sacred sciences of Hinduism, the effect of alchemy on neurology. Alchemy is the science of preparing the chemistry to hold the higher frequencies of consciousness that occur through initiation. They can be made permanent, the experiences and the powers are made permanent neurological, physiological, psychological, physical experiences in you through these alchemy products. Alchemy science can make the vessel, your body and mind, capable of receiving and holding the ultimate enlightenment forever. This is from the SPH Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
And to share the alchemy science with the whole world, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism personally conducted world conferences to initiate the whole world into the sacred spiritual alchemy science. And such conferences included Shivoham in Cambodia, Nithyanandoham in Thailand, Sadashivoham and Mahasadashivoham in India, and Paramashivoham level 1 and 2 in India and online. These conferences were attended by thousands of people from all over the world. Through these conferences, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gifted the sacred alchemy products such as the Jnananjana, which is an alchemy product described elaborately in the Agamas to make you experience the awakening of all three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva. The Krishna Shila, which is a stone slab alchemy product, which even combined with recitation of specific mantras, raises one's frequency and reveals the secrets of the universe. The Ulurvi Puja, which is an ancient sacred ritual involving the use of specific herbs programmed with the biomemory and muscle memory and bioenergy, which is required for enlightenment. The Chidambara Chakra, the geometric cosmic energy centers holding the cosmic DNA, the inner space of Paramashiva. The Paramashiva Garbha, which is a product that literally contains Lord Paramashiva in the powder form, prepared by mixing many sacred materials like bhasma, kumkum, turmeric, and haritaki. And to acknowledge, to honor the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, 7 cities and 1 state across 6 countries, including United States of America, Uganda, Belize, Tanzania, Palau, Ethiopia, has established bilateral relations with Sri Kailasa. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has received 115 proclamations and certificates of recognitions from politicians across 12 countries, and 36 cities across 4 countries have declared January 3rd, 2022, the incarnation day of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Day. And as we can see here, these are some of the certificates conferred to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism from the United States, across the various states of the United States, as well as from Tanzania and Belize. So just like how Lord Subramanya transformed the attack done to him as a brand for himself after his victory over the evil forces, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in spite of the relentless persecution against him, has successfully revived Kailasa, the ancient enlightened civilizational nation and the only Hindu nation through which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is protecting these most ancient spiritual sciences and its most sacred secrets, making it available for the whole world and initiating millions. So now let's get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Please do stay back. After the live discourse, we have special announcements to share with you all. Thank you, Nithyanandam.